Another tough day for England at the Wacker. On the first day it was the bowlers who wilted under the baking sun, and today it was the batsmen's patience that evaporated. We'll look back at the turning point and talk to a legend of the Wacker. It's been really interesting to see Australian tactics in this match. With the bat, they were purposeful, they had lots of intent in their innings, and although they lost some early wickets, they managed to counter-attack and put a decent score on the board, 385. Then, when England batted, they started really well, with Cook and Carberry putting on a good 50 stand, and the run rate was 4 and over, but the Australians just shut it down. After getting the wicket of Carberry, they then put real pressure on Pietersen and Cook in particular, just dangling the ball outside off stump, trying their patience. Look at Hawkeye here, at where the bowlers bowled to Pietersen, Harris, Siddle and Watson, just concentrating on that line outside the off stump on a length, trying to tempt Pietersen into an indiscretion. He did lots and lots of leaving the ball, feeling his way, wasn't really that confident. Sometimes he was sort of playing at the ball and not sure whether to play at them or not, leaving some, trying to bide his time. He took 40 balls to get to 4, then a couple of 4s, more patience from Australia, and in the end a reckless pull shot, and he was caught at mid-on. So they tried on his patience, and his patience had broken, and now England have a real mountain to climb. Well, I've got the great left-hander from Australia and also a local boy from the Wacker, Justin Langer here. Justin, how does this pitch compare to other Perth pitches? It looks pretty flat.
Yeah, although I've seen some good bounce here still. It's perhaps not as fast as we might have expected, but that's it. I think it might get quicker and quicker. But there's certainly been some good bounce here. The keeper's still taking it above his head, and they're all getting through to the keeper. So all in all, it's been a great test wicket so far.
Do you think 380 is about a par score? Australia, had to work hard for those runs, but the tail wagged. I mean, is that a good score on here, do you think? Yeah,
it's a pretty good score. I thought that at times England, as they have at times throughout this series, they had us by the throat. They let us off early on day one, and then with our tail wagging like you said. But what I think you'll notice is that the cracks will start opening up. It's been very hot here, that's been well documented, and the cracks will start opening up, and psychologically that's something that England are going to have to deal with batting last on it.
Have you been a bit disappointed by England's performances so far?
I've been more impressed with Australia's performance. I thought they've all really stepped up. The way that the trio of Harris, Siddle, Johnson's been magnificent. I think Nathan Lyon's done a good job, similarly to what England's done to so many teams over the last 3 or 4 years. The 3 fast bowlers have stood up. Graham Swan's been brilliant for the last few years. So Australia almost reversed that over the last 3 test matches.
And how do you see this game going? England obviously struggling to get up to par. Do you see Australia now extending their lead second innings and making it impossible for England second innings and obviously regaining the Ashes?
Well, what you usually find here, unless you have a miracle innings like we saw with Adam Gilchrist in 2007, it's going to be still going to be a tough test match. Things can happen so quickly here at the Wacker. Traditionally, there might be a 5 wicket in a session, 5 wickets in a session, or one batter might get away because the outfield's so quick. So I still think it's going to be a great test match, and I still think there's a lot of test cricket left in this.
So, that's very encouraging to hear, because I thought gloomily that this was it for England really, but the famous Justin Langer says still a bit of hope for England, so we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed.